before the world plunged into 1,000 years of darkness, before humanity was reduced to a few desperate outposts, before the monsters stalked the night. It all began in a lab, not with a meteor, not with a nuclear war, but with a secret government project, born out of fear and desperation. Welcome to the passage, the 1,000-year apocalypse. This is not just a story. It's an epic, sprawling, terrifying saga that blends science fiction, horror, and a century of human survival against an enemy unlike anything you've ever seen. Over the next 25 episodes, we will uncover every layer of Justin Cronin's masterpiece. From the first needle prick in a hidden mountain facility to the final desperate battles for a world long lost. Today, we begin at the very beginning. We're diving into Project Noah, the covert military experiment that unleashed hell on Earth. The dark origin of the 12 death row inmates who became the fathers of the apocalypse, and the terrifying 6-year-old girl who was never meant to be involved. This is where humanity signed its own death warrant. Our story doesn't begin in a lab, but deep in the ancient, unmapped jungles of Bolivia. In the early 21st century, a team of American scientists discovered something incredible. A new species of bat, living deep within a hidden cave system. These bats carried a virus unlike anything ever seen. This wasn't just any virus. It was a miracle virus. When injected into a host, it didn't kill. It rejuvenated. It healed. It granted incredible strength and impossible longevity. It suppressed aging. It could bring the dead back to life, not as mindless zombies, but with heightened senses and abilities. The military saw its potential. This wasn't just a cure for disease. It was the ultimate weapon. Imagine a super soldier who could never die, never get sick, never tire. A truly immortal army. The project was greenlit. A top-secret facility was built in the Colorado mountains, dubbed Project NOAH. Its mission, to weaponize this miracle virus. But there was a catch. Every gift comes with a price. The virus also had a terrifying side effect. It granted an insatiable thirst for blood, an extreme sensitivity to light, and a powerful, insidious form of telepathy. The hosts became virus monsters with human intelligence, but an animalistic hunger. The scientists needed human test subjects, and that's where things got truly dark. The military couldn't just use anyone for these dangerous experiments. They needed people who wouldn't be missed. People whose lives were already forfeit. They went to death row. They offered these men a chance to escape execution, a chance for amnesty if they volunteered for Project Noah, a chance for a new life, to become something more. 12 men agreed. 12 of the most depraved, violent, and dangerous criminals in the country. Serial killers, mass murderers, men with nothing left to lose. These 12 inmates would become known as the 12. Each one, upon injection, transformed, their bodies becoming more powerful, their senses hyperacute, their skin became pale, their eyes turned a vivid red, and their minds became linked through a powerful psychic network. They weren't just individuals anymore. They were connected. They could communicate across vast distances, share thoughts, and even influence the minds of others. And their hunger for blood was insatiable. These were not simply subjects. They were the architects of humanity's downfall. They were the fathers of the apocalypse, waiting in their cells. Their combined consciousness growing, their power intensifying with every passing day. But before the 12, there was one other. The original host, Timothy Fanning, a brilliant but terminally ill scientist who was the first to be exposed to the virus in Bolivia. He became Subject Zero. Fanning was unique. He retained more of his human intellect, but his transformation was brutal. He was the first to master the viral abilities, including the telepathy. He became the alpha of the hive mind, silently influencing the other 12. He was the puppet master. The military was desperate to control the virals, to understand their powers. They believed that a child with a more malleable mind might be able to create a symbiotic relationship with the virus, to be able to command it rather than be consumed by it. Their plan: find an orphaned child, innocent and alone, and make them the 13th subject, a bridge between humanity and the virals. That child's name was Amy Harper Belafonte, a 6-year-old girl from Memphis, abandoned by her mother, lost and vulnerable. She was brought to Project NOAH, unknowingly marked for an experiment that would determine the fate of the entire world. She was meant to be the cure. But what if she became something else entirely? So here we stand at the precipice. A hidden facility, a deadly virus, 12 condemned men, and 1 innocent child. The stage is set for the greatest mistake in human history. In our next episode, we will witness the breach, how the 12 escaped, how the virus spread, and how humanity was effectively deleted from the earth in a terrifying, brutal span of just 90 days.